All right, welcome everyone. Doug here with the Relentless.com, and today we're going to be throwing around the M word. That's right. We're going to be talking about what it takes to become a millionaire today. What does it take? And this is not going to be a topic that's just related to stock trading, which, as most of you know, is my industry. But this is going to be a great roadmap for just anybody that is embarking on any kind of business venture or journey, giving you 5 great fundamental components that you need to have to get you in that position to become that successful. And it's not just about $1 million. You know, the M word is always sexy, sounds so nice, but it truly is about financial freedom. You know, these things will help you become better in the wallet, better financially, and just better overall. So what is the number one thing? What is that number one thing that you have to do to put yourself in the best position of being successful? What is it? Well, the number one thing is you got to work for yourself. Whew, barely could stretch all the way over there. I mean, you got to work for yourself. You have to own your own business. Now, I shouldn't say you have to. It's not a requirement. You could get rich working for someone else. It's rare. Maybe you're like a janitor at Google in early 2000, or you get on with a startup, you take stock options, they go public, and you can make millions that way. But that's very rare, and that is the longest and hardest way to do it. If you think about all of the rich people that you know, the famous rich people, what do they all have in common? They own their own businesses. They created something that belongs to them. And this goes beyond just financial freedom. There's something that's rewarding and fulfilling about working for yourself, about being your own boss, being in charge of all of your decisions. And as I said before in a lot of whiteboards and rants, when you work for somebody else, you're giving up control. You're giving up on your dreams. What you're doing is you're working for that person and you're building their dreams. And that's not what you want to do. You want to work for yourself. It doesn't matter what it is. Find what it is and go out and work for yourself. Now, the second thing that you'll have to do is you will have to be relentless. I mean, seriously relentless. And this goes in more ways than just being vicious in how you attack your goals. It's not just goal-oriented. There will be several times throughout your endeavor where things just didn't go well. And most times when you start out, it never goes as easy as you think it is. And there's always a period for every millionaire, for every rich person, when that dream of theirs, when that thing that made them very, very wealthy didn't look very good. They were catching heat from other people. They were in dark periods. They were using credit cards. They couldn't pay their bills. There's going to be some very, very dark times. And this is why it's important to be very passionate about whatever this endeavor is that you choose, because you will have to survive through those tough times before you see the light. And you'll need to be relentless, just not in your goal setting, just not in your methods and your work ethic, but you're going to have to be relentless with the thickness of your skin and just being able to get back up from failure, because in most cases, I'd say 99.9, it's not going to work out for you the first go around. You're going to have to continue to press on and survive through those dark periods. Now, number 3 kind of ties into that a little bit. And that is, listen to nobody. In order for you to be rich, I hate to kind of sound this way about it, but you need to be narcissistic. You need to be selfish with your time and your goals and the things that you want. You know, rich people don't listen to what other people have to say. I mean, you can hear it, you can take it as valuable input, but at the end of the day, you're the one that makes the decision. And it goes a couple of different ways here too. When you start out with something, you're always going to have people that tell you it won't work. You're not good enough to succeed. Now, some people are doing this because they're jealous of you and they wish they had the balls to do that. And other people are actually feel that they're doing you a favor. You know, sometimes your family will tell you you're just going to fail and we don't want to see you fail. Now, some people are really feeling that they're interfering with you or trying to save you from heartbreak. That's just garbage. I mean, you know, we'll all have to walk this road. You know, if you want to be successful and you want to make millions, you can't listen to other people. As I said, you can take advice, you can listen to the input, but at the end of the day, You have to be the one that makes the decision. So when you come up with an idea, when you come up with a dream, when you come up with a goal, you listen to yourself. Don't let anybody talk you out of it, and don't let anybody tell you that it won't work. Because look, we've seen some crazy stuff in this world work, right? I'm pretty sure somebody said that about those spinner things, the person inventing the spinner. And nobody's going to want that, right? That's, you know where I'm going. So listen to nobody. Number 4 is you will have to educate yourself. And that's educating yourself within your industry. You will not, and I'm not just saying just educate about product if you're selling a product, your customer base or whatever that. I'm also talking about your competition. You will have to educate yourself to stay on top in your own business, because your own business will continue to evolve. But you will have to educate yourself on your competition. You will have to educate yourself on your customers. You will have to educate yourself on the products and everything that you're doing, and you'll have to continually educate yourself. And sometimes education stems outside of just the business. You know, you need self-motivation kind of education, things that help keep you going. You're just constantly going to have to educate yourself throughout your life. I know a lot of us thought when we left school, we were done with education, but it just gets more and more, and it never stops. And the last thing that we're going to talk about here today is change. This will be the hardest one for everybody to do, is change. Now, where I'm going with change is when you start out, this can come in a couple of different ways. You may start out in one sector of a business, and then you'll end up somewhere else in another sector of that business, if that makes any sense to some people, because that's where the money is, or that's where your niche is. For some people like myself with stock trading, you know, stock trading itself changed dramatically the whole business model of it. You know, when I first started trading, there were fractions. You know, you actually could call in orders, which is hardly done anymore. You know, there weren't so many algorithms that were trading. And you know, the market's changed itself, the way it behaves, the players that's in the game. So you've had to kind of change with that. So no matter what business that you start, you will have to change. I mean, a great example of this is it wasn't but 11 or 12 years ago. I can remember having my bike shop in the early 2000s. You know, back then it was almost unheard of to buy stuff online. Like, people were worried about giving information out over the internet. Like, that was a bad thing. Here we are, you know, 11, 12 years later, and that's about the only way people do business. So you will definitely have to change. There will never be this point where you say, I've made it, and you will just be able to coast and cruise. That just doesn't work. So anyway, I hope these helped you out. As always, if you guys like trading and you want to learn how to trade, visit thelincolnlist.com. Take a trial to the live trade room. Until the next whiteboard, thanks for listening to this one. Take care.